3, 4. Burn it down! Burn it down! Burn it down!
Hi again, friends, fans, and fam. We're in Mobile, Alabama, for tonight's edition of our WL Saturday Night at Ringside Live. Welcome one and all to Snarl. I'm Wally Cardell, joined as always by the usual suspects Johnny Bianco and Snarl General Manager Tex Lynch. Boy, our run in the Sunshine State has been an absolute blast, but we're gonna do our best to top it tonight with a killer to our card of our WL mat action.
And it's the usual mix of our own, our WL stars, legendary superstars, and of course, our excellent ladies division will all be well represented in tonight's card, and as usual, you can also expect a championship match or two, and maybe even a little action from our fully recharged GM.
Oh, you want action, do you? Well, as general manager, I would certainly hate to disappoint the fans, so let's not do that. Let's start off tonight with an excellent card. We're going to open up tonight with Legends Division action with Rick the Model Martel set to lock it up against Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our WL Sn Rl. Our opening contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in 231 pounds, here's Rick, the Model Martel. His opponent from the Fiji Islands, weighing 238 pounds, Jimmy the Superfly Snuka.
Gotta say, that's a pretty good starter matchup right there. Myron Schimmelman, Booker Extraordinaire, does it again. Willie Johnson rings the bell. Martel charges. Running double axe handle takes down Superfly. And now Rick Martel with Snuka center ring twist in the head and neck area of the Superfly. Slams his head down to the canvas. Rick Martel has arrived to work in a mood this evening. The Model rounds Superfly up, misses with the double axe handle. Superfly catches him with a heel kick. And now the Superfly putting the feet to the back of Rick Martel. Superfly swings and misses, catches a headlock takedown from Martel and into a headlock. Referee checking things out. Superfly finds his way out of the hole. Martel right back on him, rounds him up. Superfly winds up the arm shoulder tackle, takes Martel down to the canvas. Martel shoves him away, both boots. Misses with the stomp. Superfly countered by Rick Martel up against the ropes. Martel whips Snuka to the ropes. Hip toss from Rick the Model Martel. Martel drags Snuka close to center ring, rolls him over, goes for the cover here. 1, but just barely a 1. Superfly powering out of the pin pretty quick. There's a kick to the side of the head from Rick Martel. Martel rounds up Snuka. An elbow to the top of the skull. Tries for the neck breaker. Snuka says, no, you don't. Another heel kick. Takes down Martel again. Martel with a shot. The Superfly counters with a knee. And another heel kick. Takes Martel down to the mat one more time. And now Jimmy Superfly Snuka going for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, and only just the 1. Rick Martel powering out of the pin. Superfly misses with the kick. Martel misses with the clothesline. Snuka connects with that kick. And Martel finds himself back on the canvas against Superfly, talking trash to Rick Martel. And now putting those bare feet right in the face of Rick Martel. Snuka rounds up Rick Martel. Hard whip to the corner. Martel quickly escapes, but catches another kick from Superfly. The educated feet of Jimmy Snuka definitely showing off this evening. Snuka takes himself topside. Martel on one knee, gets himself stood up. There's an elbow right to the top of the head for Rick Martel. And Superfly regaining control of this matchup. Tags Martel with a hard right, puts him out onto the floor, and Superfly up on the top turnbuckle again. Threatening Rick Martel. Waiting for him to stand up. Here he goes. Whoa! He missed with that heel kick though. 10 feet up, 10 feet down, and it didn't pay off. Snuka rounds up Martel. Tries to make the best of a bad situation and catches a neck breaker. Martel makes his way back inside. Now doing a little bit of showing off here for the fans oh man, look at this Superfly. Said, nope, I've had enough of you. Hangs him up on the top rope. Makes his way back inside the ring. Martel quickly counters, goes behind. Hard right to the back of Superfly. Tries for a chop, but Superfly tags him with a hard right and another heel kick. He got to be tired of that heel kick right by now. Rick Martel takes Snuka down, rounds Snuka back up. Snuka counters with a kick to the midsection and another heel kick for Rick Martel. Superfly takes himself all the way up topside one more time. Here we go. Double feet right to the, double stomp right to the gut of Rick Martel. Snuka covers 1. Again, just 1. I thought the Glenn would have been knocked out of Rick Martel by now, but Martel counters with a left to the midsection, and Snuka gets himself stood back up. Winds up Superfly's arm. Snuka counters with an elbow. Rebounds off the ropes and another heel kick. He just busted Rick Martel open center ring. Snuka locks up the arm and shoulder of Rick Martel. Oh man, he is pulling on it. He's trying to rip that damn arm off. Superfly really wrenching into it. Rick Martel seated center ring, still in big time trouble. The Superfly wearing him down pretty good. Snuka with a stomp to the head. Snuka rounds up Rick Martel, escorts him towards the ropes. There's a jab from Martel. And whoa, wait a minute now. The referee's calling for the bell.
Ruthless Johnson has disqualified Rick Martel. Your winner by disqualification, Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Well, there you have it. The Superfly won, but he sure as hell don't look like very much of a winner. Shame on thee, Rick Martel. And we'll be right back with more Snarl right after this.
Up next, the 6'5", 265-pound Amazon, Dion the Titaness, still fuming over losing her women's world title bid against Jeannie Parker, drowns her sorrows in violence. Facing Wendy and Nikki Judas Hardcore, the Angels of Anarchy, in, get this now, a 2-on-1 handicap tornado tag match?
Geez, that is so unfair to Wendy and Nikki Hardcore. That is.
This next contest is a 2-on-1 handicap match with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Melanie Lee, standing 6'5" and weighing 265 pounds. She is Dion the Titaness.
Well, guys, you think Dion's in a bad mood? That furrowed brow and those pursed lips sure say so. She is all set to go. And a handicap 2-on-1 against the Angels of Anarchy, which is exactly the way the Hardcore Sisterhood wanted it. They insisted on it being a 2-on-1 tornado tag with both of them facing Dion at the same time, and Dion said, okay. I have a funny feeling the Angels of Anarchy are in big trouble tonight.
And her opponents from Glen Falls, New York, Wendy O Hardcore, and from Salt Lake City, Utah, Nikki Judas Hardcore, the Angels of Anarchy. This match is gonna be heated. Remember, the Angels of Anarchy are pretty salty themselves at losing the titles to American Powers just weeks after getting them. They, no doubt, are hoping to put a 2-on-1 hurting on the biggest, most potentially dangerous opponent in the ladies' division. But could they actually use the numbers game to wear down the Italian Testrossa?
They got 2 chances, GB, slim and none.
They can try, but I doubt they'll succeed before Dion has taken them both down.
Well, all right, there's the bell. Dion moves in. Hip tosses Nikki Judas Hardcore. Rounds Nikki back up. Look at this. Wendy Hardcore going after referee Charles Lucero. Bangs his head into the turnbuckle. Should be a disqualification right there as Dion continues to take apart Nikki Judas Hardcore. Wendy still working on referee Charles Lucero. Blatant choke to the referee. How about this right here? The Angels of Anarchy. Certainly built up a nasty reputation. Dion goes after Wendy Hardcore. Rounds her up. Has her up. Hangs her up off the top rope. Referee coming back to his senses and has disqualified Wendy Hardcore. She's out of here. Bad move, leaving Nikki Judas Hardcore to fend for herself against an angry Dion. Unbelievable. Oh, man, Wendy Hardcore absolutely going 100% ham on the poor referee. And now Dion's going 100% ham on Nikki Judas Hardcore. Has her up over the shoulders. Hangs her up off the top rope. Swings and misses with a kick. Nikki Judas Hardcore finally fighting back here. Dion locks her up. Wendy Hardcore already gone. Dion taken down momentarily by Nikki Judas Hardcore. Nikki sets up the neckbreaker and nails it. Down goes Dion. Nikki Judas catches a butt bump, fighting for her life here against Dion. This is bad. Look at this. Nice head scissor takedown from Nikki Judas Hardcore, who might still have a little bit of fight left in her. Rebounds off the ropes. Look at this, and there's the moonsault right across the midsection of Dion. Nikki out and back in again. Delivers a forearm to Dion. Locks her up. Look at this. Wow. Okay, that was pretty cool. Nikki Judas Hardcore trying to do a little bit of showing off here against Dion, and here she comes. Oh, that ain't good. Oh, man. Kind of nailed her with a glancing crossbody. Nikki Judas Hardcore drags Dion as far as she can get her, goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2, but only a near fall. Dion still in pretty good shape. A kick to the head to Nikki Judas Hardcore. Goes for the goozle but doesn't get it. Nikki Judas Hardcore one more time with that beautiful move right there. Nikki Judas Hardcore with a flip over neck whip over Dion. Dion the tightness. Rounded back up by Nikki Hardcore. Here's a kick to the midsection and a spinning neckbreaker. And look at this, a handstand moonsault. Here's a cover. 1, 2, another near fall. Dion the Titan is still too strong. Dion charges. Hurricane Rana from a big girl wow and a bunch of hard right hands to the head of Nikki Judas Hardcore. Nikki slowly getting back to her feet. Dion's right there. Gathers her back up. There's the goozle. Oh, man. Could be. Nope. Nikki Judas Hardcore escapes the choke slam. Misses with a kick. Nails her with a second one. Beautiful flip. Nikki Judas Hardcore not doing too badly for herself. But Dion slowly making it back to her feet here. And Nikki Hardcore nails her again with the crossbody. Goes for a cover. 1, 2, and another near fall. Dion being brought back to her feet by Nikki Judas Hardcore. Dion counters. Delivers a left. Locks up Nikki. Has her up over the shoulders. Snake eyes across the top turnbuckle. Down goes Nikki. Dion the Titan is back in control. Delivers a stomp. Drives a knee into the chest of Nikki Judas Hardcore. Nikki gathered up over the shoulder of Dion. And a running power slam wraps this one up. Dion the Titaness has taken out both opponents. Well, let's get the official time from Buck Morton.
The time, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Your winner, eliminating both her opponents, Dion the Titaness.
Holy old crop, that handicap match was shorter than the short stay rate at your local no-tell motel. Dion, making way short work of Wendy Hardcore, leaving Nikki Judas Hardcore to be torn apart by one very irritated Titaness. That was just brutal and plenty humiliating for the LA.
Yep, the former Women's World Tag Team Champions not looking too sharp this evening at the hands of Dion the Titaness. Wow. We'll be back with more Rwl Sn Rl right after the break. Hope you're still here when we get back.
Up next, it's cruiserweight competition with the masked enigma from Puerto Rico, Elve Gigante, in a non-title scrap with cruiserweight champion the prototype Gary Galaxy.
Cool. I've taken a real interest in Elve Gigante. He's made a serious impact since his return earlier this year.
This next known title match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Mozo de Puerto Rico, weighing 207 pounds, here is Elve Gigante.
The masked man from Puerto Rico has faced nearly everyone in the cruiserweight division from A to Z, and he's already crossed paths with the cruiserweight champ some 2 months back at Showdown at the Spectrum, and Elve Gigante has yet to score a win over Gary Galaxy, but the masked enigma isn't missing out on any chances he can take. So fast forward 2 months to tonight, and we'll see if Gary has the masked enigma figured out or not.
His opponent accompanied by Sylvia Strong, from Chesapeake, Virginia, weighing 190 pounds, the reigning RWL Cruiserweight Champion, the prototype, Gary Galaxy. Now I'm sure you'd like my spin on it, with some inside info from Sylvia. So here it is. Gary Galaxy believes he does in fact have Elve Gigante figured out, and even in this non-title matchup, he and Sylvia both go into it with the utmost confidence. After all, as Sylvie pointed out, if Elve Gigante were to win, it would give him leverage towards a title shot Gary might not be down with signing for.
Really? That's kind of juicy. Gary Galaxy, well, what would he do? Probably step over to somebody else, huh?
That part is really Gary's business, and I won't be sticking my handsome proboscis in that discussion.
Fair enough. I like it. Get him, Wally, his handsome young proboscis. This guy's a riot. All right, here we go. Referee Tom Canamora rings the bell. Elve Gigante charges clothesline, takes down Gary Galaxy. Gary brought out with an alley-oop and a pin right out of the gate. One. Just for one. Gary Galaxy getting that right shoulder up just in time. Here we goes a leg snap from Elve Gigante. Gary connects with the right, rebounds off the middle rope and a kick to the back of the head of the masked enigma. Back up on his feet. Gary pitches him up against the ropes. Oh, over the top rope, out onto the floor. There's the Cruiserweight champion. Takes himself a little walk around. Takes his way back inside and a quick clothesline from Elve Gigante. A counter right from Gary. Gigante whipped to the ropes and a clothesline. Takes him down. Gary Galaxy, a clubbing overhand right, assuming control of things here for the moment. Up on the middle rope, here we go. Big time cross body across the back. Gary covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Well, a near fall. This early on. Off the middle rope, another kick to the back of the head from Gary Galaxy. The Cruiserweight champ with a shiver out forearm, man. Gary firing on all cylinders. A quick counter from Elve Gigante into a wheelbarrow DDT. That unusual lucha libre style of Elve Gigante. Sometimes it pays off dividends. Drives the knee right into the arm of the Cruiserweight champion. Gary Galaxy takes a series of rights to the head from Elve Gigante. Up on the top rope. Turns himself around. Big time moonsault. Goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Again, Gary Galaxy keeping it to a near fall. Slowly making his way back to his feet. El Gigante doing a little bit of showing off here. Look at this, a handstand rebound off the ropes, wraps the ankles around. There's a whirligig. Gary Galaxy taken for a ride. El Gigante. Well, Gary puts on the brakes, counters with a shot, and another rebound kick off the ropes takes down El Gigante. Gary Galaxy, clubbing overhand right. Takes himself all the way to the top. Here we go. Look at that. Was beautiful. What a spinning slam right there. What a splash from Gary Galaxy. El Gigante whipped to the far corner. Whoa, look at this. Gary Galaxy getting a little bit fancy here. Mr. Cruiserweight here. El Gigante reeling, and a series of kicks from Gary Galaxy have taken down El Gigante. The Cruiserweight champ shoved away. The Masked Enigma catches a shot to the midsection from Gary. Whipped over the top rope, out onto the floor. Sylvia Strong keeping a respectable distance, but looking on. Gary Galaxy with a series of shots, misses with that last spin kick. Rounds up, El Gigante has him up for the vertical suplex, but no, El Gigante counters it with a beautiful arm drag. And then another wheelbarrow DDT on the outside as referee Tom Kanemaru continues to count. Little sling blade, rolls himself back up, and then a drop kick to the side of the head of Gary Galaxy. An elbow to the face. Gary Galaxy pitched towards the ring steps, but doesn't quite make it. El Gigante definitely steps over Gary Galaxy. Starts raining knuckles on his head again. El Gigante rounds up Gary Galaxy. Has him by, oh man! Snap suplex on the outside floor. El Gigante and Gary Galaxy both make it back inside the ring. They lock up, they tussle, they split up. Gary Galaxy again fails to connect with the suplex. El Gigante tried for a driving knee, but Gary Galaxy rolled out of the way. But now El Gigante taking Gary Galaxy walk. He's off the top rope, and whoa, what an arm drag right there. El Gigante, real impressive tonight. Whips Gary into the far corner. Sets him up on the top turnbuckle. Gary Galaxy counters and gets out of a dangerous spot right there. El Gigante clotheslines him right back into the far corner, puts the boots to the midsection of the Cruiserweight champion. Gary Galaxy hung up on that bottom rope. Leg drop guillotine from the outside. El Gigante up on the top turnbuckle, big time crossbody splash. Gary Galaxy quickly rolls back to his feet. Whoa! And a kick that took down El Gigante. Could be the end here. 1, 2. But El Gigante still in the game here. Gary Galaxy putting the boots to El Gigante. Trying to get himself back up to a standing position. Gary Galaxy off the ropes again with another kick. El Gigante steps out for a brief reset. They lock up. Gary whipped to the ropes. And look at that, a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from El Gigante. Basement DDT. Right there, that was nice. And another basement DDT. Gary Galaxy trying to get himself back to root, man. Connects with a series of shots and kicks. El Gigante with a spinning slam and a moonsault for good measure. Nice combination. Look at this. He's sauntering and partying and telling Gary Galaxy to bring it. Hard kick to the back. El Gigante primed and ready to strike here. Look at this. Boom! Oh, man. What a driver. El Gigante covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and woohoo! El Gigante with an upset win over the Cruiserweight champion.
The time, 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, El Gigante.
How about this? The masked Puerto Rican Enigma picking himself up an upset win over the RWL Cruiserweight champion and Mr. Bianco. What you got to say about this?
Well now, This isn't going to sit well with Gary Galaxy, and that goes double for Sylvia. This gives Elve Gigante serious credence with the match committee. Still, it's just one non-title loss.
At least for now. More Rwl Sn Rl when we return right after the break.
Time for our first tag team match of the card, with Mad Dog X and Black Sinister, the X-Clan, set to face MJ Ferrantino's Team Chaos, Hostel and Dr. Zodiac.
Hot damn, it's been some time since we've seen Haas and Zodi.
This next tag team match, set for one fall, with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by No Rules champion Magic, at a combined weight of 364 pounds from Newark, New Jersey, and over 400 plus years of oppression, Mad Dog X, the Black Sinister, the X-Clan.
And these two former tag team champions, Mad Dog X and Black Sinister, yes, they were tag team champions, but that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And it's made them very salty. It's eaten into their bitter black hearts.
Okay, cool it down, bro. How about MJ Ferrantino and his team? Think they can hang with veterans like the X-Clan?
I think they're more than capable. MJ Ferrantino certainly does, and yeah. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on around that.
Their opponents accompanied by MJ Ferrantino at a combined weight of 558 pounds, Hosto and Dr. Zodiac Team Chaos.
Some of these entrances, they're either trying to pollute your lungs, blind you, or give you a damn seizure. MJ Ferrantino, along with Dr. Zodiac and Hosto. And don't talk to me about X-Clan being veterans. Hostel and Dr. Zodiac are veterans. They go back to the days of Boyd Bradford and the Bradford Exchange, and that's well over 15 years ago. These guys came to play, and they always do.
Tex, Sylvia's heard that Ferrantino has been quietly making possible management advances to American powers. Not being nosy, but would you be advising her on that? I mean, Sylvia already made an offer to Patty and Danielle.
TB, that's just not my business. That's up to Patty Powers and Danielle Heathcote. I'm not sure if they want to go with me to sign up with the Stronghold or sign up with MJ Ferrantino. I really don't care. That's their business. All right, the boys have chosen up sides. It's going to be Mad Dog X and Hostel starting this tag team match off. And here we go. Oh, man. They lock up. Mad Dog X goes behind on Haas, takes him down to the mat. Rear waist lock. Mad Dog X got it locked in pretty good. Haas, back up to his feet, goes behind on Mad Dog X, slams him down, into a headlock, but whoa, look at this. A counter headlock from Mad Dog X. Haas gets him up against the ropes, whips him to the ropes. A collision with no result but a clothesline from Haas. Now, some impressive chain wrestling going on right there. Mad Dog X with a clothesline. In X-Clan's corner, Haas on the bad side of town. Misses with a jab. Mad Dog X escorts him back politely to X-Clan's corner. Fireman's carry from Hostel escaping the corner. Mad Dog X counters. Hostel counters with an arm drag. Gets a hold of X, has him all the way up for the vertical suplex, but a counter from X goes behind, reverse Hurricane Rana, dropping Hostel right on his head. Okay. Mad Dog X gathers up Haas. Hard kick to the back, followed up with a stomp. The X-Clan do not sell them short. They are seasoned veterans. Counter kick from Hostel. Has X up for a backbreaker. Nice high angle backbreaker at that. Haas drags X towards his team's corner. Now debating what he's going to do next to Mad Dog X, who is now well separated from his tag team partner. Jawjacker, counter from Mad Dog X. X gets a hold of Haas, Looks like he's going to take him right back to the X-Clan corner, but no, Haas has different plans. Elbows separate him and Mad Dog X. X whip to Team Chaos's corner. Look at this, a little cooperation. Teamwork making the dream work. A chop across the chest to Mad Dog X. X slams down Haas toe. MJ Ferrantino watching the whole thing. This is part of some evaluation, I guess. It's something he said to me. Something about an evaluation. He doesn't care if they win or lose. He just wants to figure out what to do here. Here's a tag. And here comes Dr. Zodiac, who gets tagged by Mad Dog X. And look at this, a Hurricane Rana off the top turnbuckle. To Dr. Zodiac, welcome to the jungle. Huh. Dr. Zodiac back up on his feet. Mad Dog X counters. X whips Zodi to the corner. Zodi escapes the corner. Closed. Whoa. Double axe handle clothesline. Into a blatant choke. Do not play with Dr. Zodiac. There's a stomp to the midsection. Zodi dragging X towards center ring. Starts going to work on him down on the mat. Hostel just getting back to his feet. Probably getting back to his corner. Here's Mad Dog X with a counter uppercut. Oh man, just pitched towards his own corner. A clubbing overhand right from Zodiac. Dr. Zodiac pitching Mad Dog X to the outside. And Mad Dog X just getting back to his feet. Here's Dr. Zodiac with another clubbing overhand right. Zodi smashes the head of Mad Dog X into the apron. Zodiac has him up over the shoulder. A quick counter and an inverted DDT from Mad Dog X. A basement dropkick to the back of the head of Dr. Zodiac. The referee counting. There's another kick from Mad Dog X. Basement DDT to Dr. Zodiac. Mad Dog X delivers the kick. Finally gets Dr. Zodiac back inside the ring. Here comes Mad Dog X. He steps out. Here comes the Black Sinister for the first time in the match. Sin countered by Dr. Zodiac. Jawjacker from Sin. Sin whipped into his own corner. And now whipped to the opposing team's corner. Zodiac tags in Hostel. Look at this, a little double team right here. Boom! Oh man, that was nasty. Hostel in control of the match here. Jawjacker from Black Sinister. Sinister fails to connect with the dropkick. Goes with a Hurricane Rana instead and nails it. Counter arm drag from Hostel. Haas is very tough. Haas whips Sinister to the ropes. Get out of the way, ref, man. Nice arm drag from Hostel. Black Sinister just getting to his feet. Hostel right there, but a counter from Sinister. Hostel gets a hold of him, sets him up for the neckbreaker. Haas countered by Sinister with a forearm. The Black Sinister escorting Hostel to the X-Clan's corner. Nope, changed his mind, went for a snapmare and a kick to the back. Hostel back up on his feet. Gets a hold of Sinister. Whips him to Team Chaos's corner. Here comes Dr. Zodiac again. The referee admonishing Black Sinister. Mad Dog X to keep it back. Dr. Zodiac hangs up the Black Sinister on the ropes. Mad Dog X desperate to get in there. Sinister goes out and in for a reset. Catches a right from Zodi. Zodiac rounds him up. Scoop slam. Man, he looks like Gigantor. Gigantor. Look at this. Gigantor with a backbreaker on the Black Sinister. Big time elbow drop from Dr. Zodiac. Zodi misses with the stomp. Tags Sinister with a right. Forces him into his team's corner. Gouging the face of the Black Sinister. Sin comes out center ring. Zodiac behind him. Sinister counters with a clubbing right to the head. Zodi whipped to the X-Clan's corner. Counters and escapes the corner. Sinister whipped back to Team Chaos's corner. The referee telling Hostel to keep it back. Here's a legal tag. Ref didn't see it. He's busy with Mad Dog X double. Whoa! A sweep and a kick. Nice tandem moves from Team Chaos. Clubbing clothesline. Takes down the Black Sinister. There's a stomp to the face. Hostile. Grinding the face of the Black Sinister into the canvas. Follows it up with an elbow drop to the back of the head. Hostile countered. Sinister. He's got a foreign object or something. Hostile whips him to his team's corner. It looks like it's not going to be any use at all. Here we go, running Bulldog again. Mad Dog X being warned by the referee to back it off. Here's a cover from Hostile. 1, 2. Oh, we'll see this. Referee Walt Rothburn is on his business this evening. Black Sinister with a series of kicks to Hostile. Haas shoves him down to the canvas. Man, he must be wearing himself out. There's an elbow to the leg of the Black Sinister. Sinister counters with a kick to the leg of Hostile. Haas with a headbutt. Whoa, stunned him. There's a jab, forcing him into his own team's corner, and now whipped to the opposing team's corner. And here comes Dr. Zodiac again. Walt Rothburn keeping Mad Dog X to mind his business. Dr. Zodiac going for a cover here. Mad Dog X breaking it up, catches a shot from Dr. Zodiac. Hostile being countered by the referee. Dr. Zodiac up on the middle rope. Black Sinister just getting to his feet. Clubbing double axe handle to the Black Sinister. Dr. Zodiac dragging him towards center ring. Here we go, goes for the cover. 1, 2, almost. But Sinister actually got out of the pin himself. Didn't need help from Mad Dog X. Both men back up on their feet. Look at this. Rolls him up and a kick to the side of the head. Well, what the hell's going on here? Oh, look at this. Magic's decided to get involved. Oh, they're setting him up for the triple power bomb. Dr. Zodiac going for a bad ride right here. Boom. Oh, man. Dr. Zodiac out to lunch, I guarantee it. Sinister covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and I don't... Well, X-Clan wins.
The time, 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, the X-Clan.
How about this? The X-Clan picks up a surprise 3 count win over Team Chaos. Even they look a little surprised. I don't mean to joke or be disrespectful, but the reason X-Clan is where they are is because of a less than stellar win-loss record, and so, this was a much-needed win, as they all are lately for the X-Clan.
And it looks like it's back to the drawing board for Team Chaos and MJ Ferrantino, but I'm sure he's already starting to write the evaluations in his head. We'll see soon enough. More RWL Sn Rl right after the break. We'll be right here. Hope you are too.
Last edition of Rage, the Guns Brothers invited the Psychedelics over for a fight, and they lost that fight to Freakin' Wild Thing. Well, this week on Snarl, the Guns Brothers are back and vowing to beat the Snarl Tag Champions on their own show. Sounds pretty serious to me. Seems tensions are heating up between the 2 teams.
The following non-title tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first at a combined weight of 477 pounds from the Bronx, New York, Eddie and Ray, the Guns Brothers.
Well, turns out Eddie and Ray's invitation to the Psychedelics did not go quite as well as planned, with Wild Thing Wayne Tig choking out El Jefe for a submission. Well, they are back this week here on Snarl and looking to do the same to the Psychedelics in their own house.
It's still not clear what the beef is that the Guns Brothers have with the Psychedelics, with just so many other tag teams they could have chosen to target. But it's definitely a beef, and it's definitely there. And, of course, the ultimate goal will be another shot at the Snarl Tag Team titles. But the Freak and the Wild Thing have been on a major roll in recent weeks.
It's been a months-long dry spell for the Guns Brothers, and I guess maybe they're setting their sights on Freak and Wild Thing. Might be personal. Neither side is willing to say very much, other than they're both ready to fight again.
Man, did it get loud in here, man, or is it just me? The fans anticipating the arrival of the Freak and the Wild Thing, the Snarl Tag Team Champions, the Psychedelics. Oh, man.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 465 pounds, the Snarl Tag Team Champions, the Freak and Wild Thing Wayne Team, the Psychedelics. The boys are all business tonight. You'll note, guys, the Freak and Wild Thing have requested Sylvia to keep to backstage for this match, and they look to be in a mood. But you can't ignore their record against the Guns brothers has been consistently good, allowing Eddie and Ray only a win or two in previous matches. It's something that irritates the hell out of the Guns brothers, and they sure sound determined to shake that off tonight.
Okay, as we choose up sides here, it looks like it's going to be the Freak and El Jefe Ray Guns. Oh, it's a great way to close out the first hour, man. Oh, love these rubber matches. Lucero rings the bell, gets caught up from behind by El Jefe. The Freak tags him with a right, rebounds off the ropes, tags him with an elbow. Down goes El Jefe Ray Guns. Huh! Ray Guns counters with an elbow, gets back up on his feet. The Freak with a shot to the midsection. And now driving knees and elbows and chops into El Jefe Ray Guns, and down he goes right in front of his brother. The Freak rounds up El Jefe with a series of wrist clutch kicks. Now proceeding to go to work on both arms. The Freak, very aggressive in the early goings here. Drives a pair of knees into the back of El Jefe. Ray Guns caught up again. Wrist clutch knee to the face. And down he goes. The Freak tags in Wild Thing Wayne Teague. It's a weird thing seeing them without Sylvia Strong standing at ringside, or D. Luscious. They got nobody tonight. Wild Thing Wayne Teague waiting for El Jefe to stand himself on up. Here we go. Oh, man. Missile shoulder. Takes El Jefe down again. Ray Guns rounded up. Locked up by Wild Thing Wayne Teague. Head first into the buckle he goes. Wild Thing tags him with the right. Starts driving shoulders into the midsection of El Jefe. Gathers him up again by the throat. Look at this over here. Takes a little walk to center ring. Delivers a backbreaker. Gets himself back up. Takes another little walk. And another backbreaker. El Jefe certainly feeling that one. Back up on his feet again. And quickly into a wheelbarrow DDT to the Wild Thing. El Jefe equally quickly up on the top turnbuckle. Misses with the double axe handle. Wild Thing Wayne Teague rounds him up. Locks up El Jefe. Takes him to his team's corner. Head first into the buckle he goes, but quickly dodges out. And look at this. Here we go. A whirlicane Rana to Wild Thing Wayne Teague. And here comes Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns. Oh, this one's going to be intense. Wild Thing Wayne Teague. Whip to the far corner. Eddie Guns misses with the kick. Wild Thing quickly out of the corner. Eddie Guns almost didn't see it happen. Spine buster from Wild Thing. And here comes the Freak. Both teams real efficient. Both teams tag early, tag often. A lot of tandem moves from both these teams. Kick to the midsection from Mr. Ringside. Takes himself up to the middle rope. Oh, catches a shot to the midsection for his pains. Wild Thing Wayne Teague tags in again. Rounds up Mr. Ringside. Puts on the brakes. Eddie Guns dodges. Catches a couple of shots from the Wild Thing. Responds with elbows to the midsection. And Wayne Teague charges. Running kick. Takes the Wild Thing down. Followed up with a stomp to the leg. Here comes El Jefe Ray Guns again. El Jefe with a kick to the Wild Thing. Locks him up. Hard whip to the rope, over the top rope, out onto the floor goes the Wild Thing Wayne Teague. Look at this. Whoa! A little bit of fancy stuff from El Jefe. We don't see him do that too often. Wild Thing Wayne Teague comes on back in. Catches a kick from El Jefe. A right. Wild Thing puts on the brakes, delivers a kick. An elbow to the chops. He's got Ray Guns up. Sidewalk slam. And down he goes. Wild Thing Wayne Teague locks up El Jefe belly to belly suplex. right center ring. Wild Thing tags in the Freak. El Jefe motionless. The Freak rounds him up and proceeds to go right back to work on the arms of El Jefe Ray Guns. He's consistent, if anything. The Freak very strategic in his moves. Again, driving the knees into the back of El Jefe. If he does that enough times, he's going to wear him out. El Jefe misses with his move. Winds up flat on his face. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tague on the tag. El Jefe tags in Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns again. Here we go. They lock it up. Wild Thing whipped to the corner. Wild Thing counters and escapes the corner. Puts Eddie Guns there instead. Hooks him up into the tree of woe. Kick to the gut. And now knees to the gut from Wild Thing Wayne Tague on Eddie Guns, and he's hung up pretty good, and down he goes. Man. Wild Thing with hard right hands to the head of Mr. Ringside. A hard kick to the back. Man, these two teams really do not like each other at all. Here comes the Freak on the tag. El Jefe's nowhere to be seen. Should be at his corner. Mr. Ringside's laid out. The Freak makes his way all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Eddie Guns stands on up. And the Freak totally misses with the flying fist. Eddie Guns catches a kick, a right, a left, and a set of knees to the midsection, and down he goes again, Mr. Ringside. Rounded up by the Freak, and now he's going to get some of the same stuff that his brother got. The Freak, again, working on the arms of both Guns brothers. You can't punch too good if your arm's hurt. Knees into the back. You can't walk too good if your back's all messed up either. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tague on the tag. Again, it is weird not seeing Sylvia Strong standing ringside. Johnny, very strange, very strange. Mr. Ringside catches the turnbuckle face first. And the Psychedelics, the Psychedelics just round. Unbelievable. Wild Thing Wayne Tague with the backbreaker on Mr. Ringside. Same one he gave his brother. Series of backbreakers. Wild Thing rounds up Mr. Ringside. Escorts him to the Psychedelics corner. Head first into the buckle he goes. Eddie Guns counters with an elbow. Finds his way out. Delivers a series of shots to the Wild Thing. Goes behind. German release suplex to Wild Thing Wayne Tague. Tague counters with a dragon screw. Mr. Ringside rounded up. Wild Thing Wayne Tague has him up over the shoulder. Takes him to the... Oh, man, just pitched him out onto the floor. I thought he was going to hang him up on the ropes, but guess not. Mr. Ringside took the whole of that fall right there. Wild Thing Wayne Tague comes on out after him. Mr. Ringside catching a spine buster on the outside, too. Followed up with a stomp to the leg as the referee begins the count. Wild Thing Wayne Tague rounds up Mr. Ringside. There's an elbow to the face, a kick to the midsection from Eddie Guns. Eddie drives him into the ring post. Match is a little too serious for me to sing the song tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, hard right. And a driving knee to the head of the Wild Thing. Mr. Ringside rolls himself back inside. Oh, yeah, Mr. Ringside doing quite a little bit of showing off here. So far, the Guns brothers currently in control of this match. The Psychedelics in a bit of trouble here. Wild Thing counters, catches an enziguri from Mr. Ringside. Out onto the floor goes the Wild Thing. Another eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth match. As El Jefe makes the tag, comes on in. Delivers a kick to the Wild Thing. Rebounds off the ropes. Misses with the Brother Can Run. A Wild Thing tags in the Freak. The Freak goes behind on Ray. Whips him to the ropes. They collide with no result. Wild Thing watching as the Freak is escorted halfway across the ring by El Jefe. Hung up on the top turnbuckle. Down he goes into a seated position. El Jefe Ray Guns with a guillotine leg drop. With the Freak draped on the bottom rope. Okay. Here comes Mr. Ringside again. Eddie Guns rebounds off the middle rope. Flying fist takes the Freak down to the canvas. Follows it up with a stomp. The Freak drives a knee into the face of Mr. Ringside. Rounds him up just about center ring, locks him up. Escorts him to his team's corner, head first into the turnbuckle, goes Mr. Ringside, counters with an elbow, finds his way out, jabs. With jab of the eyes and well, I guess Mr. Referee just did not see that. Charles Lucera must have been looking at somebody in the third row or something. Mr. Ringside, by any means necessary, I guess. The Freak into the opposing team's corner. Here comes El Jefe on the tag, and look at this. They are just pummeling the hell out of the Freak. Again, the Guns Brothers, uncharacteristically in control of this. Look at this, both Guns Brothers just putting the boots to the Freak. Unbelievable. Oh man, both knees right into the chest as El Jefe snaps the leg of the Freak. Mr. Ringside returns to his corner. Another snap of the leg. He said, if you're going to work on my arms, I'm going to work on your legs. I guess that's how it works. El Jefe catches him with the ankles. There's the Whirlicane Rana. The Freak spins out. El Jefe all the way up on the top rope, but too late. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tig on the tag. The Freak rolls himself on out as Wild Thing assumes control, catches a shot to the midsection from El Jefe. Rebound off the ropes, fails to connect with the Whirlicane Rana on that go-round. Wild Thing tags him with a series of shots and a headbutt that takes down El Jefe. Wild Thing Wayne Tig with mounted punches on Ray Guns. Wild Thing rounds him up, has him up over the shoulder, but El Jefe counters with an elbow right to the nose, kick to the midsection here, and a flipping slam to the Wild Thing. El Jefe gathers up Wayne Tig, fails to connect fully with that drop kick. Wild Thing, here we go. This is how they won the last one. The Tongan Death Grip applied to El Jefe. He could get choked out. It could happen just like it did the last time. Look at this. Wild Thing releasing the hold. Could be a mistake. There's a shot to the midsection from El Jefe. A knee to the midsection from the Wild Thing. They lock up over the shoulders, but El Jefe counters it into a DDT. Drops the Wild Thing right on the top of his head. El Jefe rounds up the Wild Thing. Whips him to the far corner. Sets him up on the top turnbuckle. The Freak seeing the pretty birdies and hearing all the, oh man, he's just all messed up. Boom! Top rope bulldog from El Jefe. And here comes Mr. Ringside. The Wild Thing is face down and out in Beverly Hills. Mr. Ringside goes for the cover. 1, 2. Well now. Wild Thing Wayne Tig powering out of the pin, gets himself back up. Counters with an elbow to Mr. Ringside. Has him up. Sidewalk slams him. The Freak finally back to a standing position and getting back to his tag corner. Wild Thing Wayne Tig with a neck breaker on Mr. Ringside as the Psychedelics try to resume control of this matchup that has been mostly the Guns Brothers. The Freak rounds him up. Here's that series of running elbows. A driving knee, a kick, and a series of shots takes Eddie Guns down to one knee. The Freak rounds him up again, drives him into the far corner, and starts continuing to drive knees into the midsection of Mr. Ringside. Followed up with boots to the chest, paying him back a little bit for what they did to him trapped in the corner before. Boom! Both knees were right into the chest of Mr. Ringside. The Freak steps out, satisfied with his work. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tig. Here comes El Jefe. Fresh partners all the way around. Wild Thing taken down into the figure 4. El Jefe notorious with that figure 4. Wild Thing Wayne Tig in big trouble. Referee Charles Lucera checking things out. Here's the Freak to break things up and save the match for his team. Catches a shot from El Jefe. Delivers a shot to El Jefe. They lock up. Look at this. Wild Thing Wayne Tig's the legal man in the ring. El Jefe deposits the Freak out where he belongs. As far as this match is concerned, takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Big time cross body splash, and here's a cover. 1, 2, only a 2. And barely just a 2. Moonsault from El Jefe. A second one, but he catches knees from the Wild Thing instead. Wild Thing Wayne Tig trying to save this match for the Psychedelics. There's a wrist clutch clothesline, a step over. There's a second wrist clutch clothesline, another step over. And the Wild Thing Wayne Tate goes for the trifecta. El Jefe quickly counters, gets back up on his feet, rebounds off the ropes. Beautiful crossbody. Turned his body, doing it too. That was awesome. Mr. Ringside watching his brother work here, draws a knee into the arm of Wild Thing Wayne Tate. Tate getting back up to a standing position here. El Jefe takes him down, winds him up again into the figure four. Here comes the Freak trying to save him, but it's too late. He is already tapped out. That is it. The bell has rung. That is it. The Guns Brothers have defeated the Psychedelics by submission.
The time, 14 minutes and 21 seconds. Your winners by submission, the Guns Brothers.
Well, now, how about this here? Eddie and Ray picking up an upset win over the Snarl Tag Team Champions. And, well, quite frankly, I can't believe it. I figured freaking Wild Thing had the Guns Brothers number, but evidently not. And they used every trick in the book to get that win. Oh, man, just unbelievable.
And so it's 1-for-1 in this current rivalry between the Snarl Tag Champs and the Guns Brothers, with each side claiming a submission win over the other. And spoiler alert, this is not likely to cool things off between the Psychedelics and the Guns Brothers. I'm pretty sure things are gonna get worse on that front. All right, that does the first half this evening, and we'll be back with an even wilder second half in just a few moments. Stay with us.